Go now.
All right, so what I have here, been prepping for this meal. Got some just white, straight up white mushrooms right here. Um, I've cleaned them off as best as I actually want. So what I'm just going to show you is a little bit of technique real quick. And this is just part of something that I want to incorporate into this taste test series, okay? Is just preparation. So, right here, check that out. A lot of prepared mushroom already sliced. That's kind of perfect right there. Got a lot of that going on throughout. So, what we want to do is, biggest part to chopping up veg is having a stable surface. So, if I put this on the round side, see how much it moves around just by barely touching it. So if I put it on this stable side right here, I can nudge it around and it doesn't move much. So what I do is I take my fingers like this, I brush the knife right up against my knuckles, but what I do is I curl my first knuckle backwards like this, kind of get like a even look at it, like, yeah, okay, well, you can kind of see it right there. My knuckle is tucked under like that. So I'm not actually hitting my first knuckle. I'm just following the knife, putting it like literally right up against that second knuckle, and I can just follow that all day. So what I do is just slice it down like this. Now, once I get to this sort of point, maybe even a couple more slices, this starts to get a little bit, rickety right there. It's not standing up on its own anymore like it used to. So then what you do, Knife Skills 101, is you resurface to the flat area. So I was right here. That's moving around a bunch. That's unsafe to cut. So I put it on the flat area. Very little resistance. And honestly, I like to chop it really fast. You guys don't have to do that. My best advice is to take it slow. But I like to chop it really fast like this. And then once you get to a rickety stage like this, you can just turn it over to the flat side. Okay, we're going to do some more mushrooms just like this. Turn it over to the flat side. It's getting a little rickety. Cool. Alright, so these smaller ones with the big stems, they're tougher to do because they roll everywhere. There's no flat surface. But I do like to keep the stem on. So what I do is usually I make one cut, get that flat surface right there, put it on its side to where it doesn't move. Okay, it's getting a little rickety right there. See, it turns over easily. I just flip it on the flat side, just like that. Same thing with this bigger dude right here. Okay, and then last one. This one actually has like hardly any stem right there, so I can just leave it on this side probably for the whole. I'm actually going to flip it too, but right there, we got some perfectly cut mushroom. And then one last thing, just cutting technique 101. We got a big bulb of garlic here. That's going to go in our mashed potatoes and then also into our button mushrooms here. So the way to properly cut this garlic is to just treat it like an onion, kind of. And the way you do that is you got the root end right there. You've got the just the flesh end right here. So what you do is you cut towards the root end, making vertical slices, just like this, all along the way, as close as you can get them. Okay, and if it starts getting a little crazy, you can pinch it like this, and just be super careful with where you got the knife. Once you get to the end, just don't cut your finger. Then what you can do is go horizontal like this. Just make sure you're being super careful. Just go really, really slow like this. Okay, so now we have like a crazy grid going on, and you'll see that once I slice this. So, once I slice this, really fragrant. really fragrant. So we don't want to waste anything. I flip it over. Once we get to a flat surface right there, we still got the nub. We don't want that, but we're just going to chop all the way around it. So we don't get any waste because garlic is a really good flavor. And so that's about it. We're just going to cook all this stuff up, and I'll come back to you with the finished result, and you'll see what kind of magic we've created.